Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another very interesting and important topic. And today we'll be talking about a concept called Tara Bala. Tara, as we know, is a star. If you translate it directly into from Sanskrit into English. And there are various ways to determine what are our lucky days, not so lucky days, bad days, good days, because we all have to undertake important things in our life, be it marriage, beginning of a business, any important function in a home, anything important we want to do, start of new studies, buying of a property. There could be, various important things in our lives, and we use various methods to determine what would be the luckiest day for us to undertake that kind of a work. Now there are various other tools which we use. If you look at the traditional astrology, we use the dasha system, the dasha, the antardasha, the pratyanta dasha, the hora of the day, whether it's Rahu Kal or not, whether it is some other auspicious part of the day or not. It could be Yamagandam. That's one way of looking whether the day is lucky or not, where there's an influence of Yama. So there are various ways, and today we'll be talking about a tool which is especially used mostly in the south, and it is called to determine the Tara Bala of the day. Tara Bala of the day, and to determine based on the Tara Bala and how it matches with the Tara or the star you were born in at the time of birth. Try to compare it and see whether that day is lucky for you and whether it's going to bring you luck or some kind of a challenge or not. So this is based on the nakshatra system, and it's pretty simple. I'm going to actually make it very simple for you. It can be actually expanded into something very, very complicated, but I'll make it very simple for you, that how you determine the day is lucky for you or not based on the nakshatra is you first figure out as to, which is very easy, as to what nakshatra you were born in. And as we know, there are 27 nakshatras. Do not go into the 4 paras, which are actually divisions, equal divisions of a nakshatra. Just stick to the nakshatra and try to find out from the Panchanga or from the astrological table, annual astrological table, which comes out in print, as to what nakshatra is the day ruled by. As we know that one nakshatra approximately stays, or the distance covered by a nakshatra, there are 27 nakshatras, and each nakshatra actually compromises of 13 degrees and 20 minutes, and 13 degrees and 20 minutes times 27 comes to 360. So the movement of moon is such that moon stays in one nakshatra for approximately one day, because moon stays in one zodiac sign for about 2¼ days, which is a span of 30 degrees. And to cover the span of 13 degrees and 20 minutes, which is a distance of one nakshatra, moon stays approximately in one nakshatra for approximately one day, not exactly. So we figure out as to what nakshatra are we talking about, what nakshatra the moon is in that particular day where you want to start that important day, or you want to undertake that important work which you want to start, just to find out whether that day is lucky for you or not. So like I said, you already know your Janma nakshatra, which is the placement of moon in the nakshatra at the time of birth, and then you want to find out whether a particular day would be lucky for you or not, because you want to start an important work on that day. So try and find out through the Panchanga or that astrological annual table, which you can get anywhere, as to where moon is placed, meaning which nakshatra moon is placed on that particular day. So, and then you calculate how many nakshatras ahead is that particular nakshatra where the moon is placed in that particular day where you want to start that important day of that important work of your life. So that's very simple. You know your birth nakshatra, you know what day you want to start that important work is, and you can figure out as to what is the placement of moon that day, which nakshatra moon is in, and then you start to calculate from the day of the birth nakshatra as to how many nakshatras away that particular day is where moon is placed on that nakshatra, and include that day's nakshatra also in the calculation. So just to give you a simple example, say for example you were born at the time of birth in Rohini nakshatra. So your birth star is Rohini, meaning which moon was in Rohini nakshatra. Moon was in Rohini nakshatra when you were born, and that particular day which you want to find out as per the Panchanga or the astrological table, moon is in the nakshatra of Hasta, just as an example. So what you'll do is you will start from Rohini. So Rohini would be the first nakshatra because you were born that in Rohini nakshatra, meaning which moon was in Rohini nakshatra when you were born, and go in the same sequence of nakshatras. So we know that after Rohini comes Mrigasira, after Mrigasira comes Ardra. So Rohini will be number 1, Mrigasira would be number 2, Ardra will be number 3, Punarvasu will be number 4, and we are going in the same sequence, by the way. Pushyami would be number 5, Ashlesha would be number 6, Magha would be number 7, Purva Phalguni would be number 8, Uttara will be number 9, and Hasta would be number 10. And Hasta is the day, or is the day where actually moon will be in Hasta nakshatra, and that day where you want to start that important event or important activity, or undertake an important activity of that day, and you want to know whether that's lucky for you or not. So we calculated, and Hasta comes to number 10 from the birth star which you were born in, which is Rohini. So Rohini was 1, again Mrigasira 2nd, Ardra 3rd, Punarvasu 4th, Pushyami 5th, Ashlesha 6th, Magha 7, Purva Phalguni 8, Uttara 9, and Hasta is the 10th nakshatra. And you want to find out in that particular day when moon will be in Hasta nakshatra, can you undertake an important work of your life or not? Will that be lucky for you or not? So the formula is very simple, that we calculated that it is 10 stars away from your birth nakshatra, and include that day which is Hasta. We included that day also, which is the 10th nakshatra from Rohini, in the calculation. And the formula is very simple. We come to number 10, meaning which Hasta is 10 stars away, 10 nakshatras away from Rohini. So we have number 10. We just divide it by 9 and see what the remainder is. So the remainder is going to be 1, obviously, because Rohini through Uttara will be 9 nakshatras. So you remove 9, and then you're left with the remainder of 1. And then that is going to give you the Tara Bala number. Bala means power, Tara is a star. So basically you will know the power of that star when you want to undertake that important work of your life on that particular day, which you know is Hasta nakshatra in this particular case, where moon was in Hasta nakshatra, or moon is in Hasta nakshatra. So there's a little table which you'll see on the screen in case you get a balance. So if you divided the number 10 by 9, you get a balance of 1 because 9 is out. So in case you get a balance of 1, that comes under Janmatara. In case you get a balance of 2, that comes under Sampattara, and you'll see that on the screen. In case you get a balance of 3, you get Vipata Tara. In case you get a balance of 4, you get Shema Tara. In case you get a balance of 5, you get Pratyak Tara. In case you get a balance of 6, you get Sadhana Tara. In case you get a balance of 7, you get Nidhana Tara. In case you get a balance of 8, you get Mitra Tara. And in case you get a balance of 9, you get Paramamitra Tara. So these 9 numbers are classified with these different names, which will give you the Tara Balas, and that will correspond to a number. And then it cannot be 10 because of course you divide it by 9, so 9 goes out, so it cannot be 10. So it can only be 9, or it can only be, it can either be 1 through 9. So the result is pretty straightforward if you look at the table. It can be explained, like I said, through vast explanations of how good that particular day will be if you get a balance, what will be the influencing planet in that, but I'm not going to get into that. As a general rule, please look at this table and see, well, if the balance is 1, it means not good. If the balance is 2, it means good, or actually it's very good, especially for business. In case you get a balance of 3, it is not good at all. In case you get a balance of 4, it is good and safe. In case you get a balance of 5, it is not good. In case you get a balance of 6, it is good. Actually, as a matter of fact, very good. In case you get a balance of 7, not good. In case you get a balance of 8, you get a Mitra Tara number, which is good. In case you get a balance of 9, you get a Param Mitra Tara, which is very good. Again, so the 1 balance corresponds to Janma Tara, the balance 2 corresponds to Sampat Tara, balance 3 will always correspond to Vipat Tara, balance 4 will always correspond to Shema Tara, balance 5 will always correspond to Pratyak Tara, balance 6 will always correspond to Sadhana Tara, balance 7 will always correspond to Nidhana Tara, balance 8 will always correspond to Mitra Tara, balance 9 will always correspond to Paramamitra Tara. And I've given you the results of whether it'll be good or bad for you. So this way you can plan your important events in your life based on nakshatra. So here we are not going based on planets and transits and horas and dashas and antardashas and ashtakavarga charts. Those are different tools. This is just one tool. And do not, just as a disclaimer, do not just depend on just this one tool, but this is one very important tool. If you take the movement of moon and the power of the nakshatras in determining as to what would be a lucky or unlucky day for you. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. In the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel and check out my website. There is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic very soon. Goodbye.